I was going to do a dissertation on Yugoslavia and the degree to which people in that country had adopted a Yugoslav as opposed to Croatian, Serbian, Macedonian, Albanian, whatever identity. And so I applied for a Fulbright scholarship and I got a Fulbright. I competed for it and got it. And then I got a call. I didn't get a call. My department chairman at UCLA got a call and said, hey, there's a problem with Lovrich's Fulbright. I got a call from the US State Department and they're not going to approve your study. They think it's too politically sensitive. So my dissertation chair, graduate committee chair, said, Lovrich, I have an idea for you. You can't go to Yugoslavia and do this Fulbright, but you come from San Pedro. San Pedro's a pretty remarkable town. You have something that you could study there that nobody else in political science has looked at. I said, like what? He says, well, we have these theories about political culture. Why are countries different? And the history and the beliefs they have lead them in different ways. But the real test of political culture impact on politics is if you have two groups coming to the same place in the United States at about the same time, and how they adapt to assimilate into American political life. And so the Croatians and the Italians came pretty much at the same time, pretty concentrated, Dalmatinci on the one hand and Ischia on the other hand, and they brought a unique kind of culture with them. And then each group developed differently in what kind of boats they got and canneries and all of that stuff. And you can do a study of those people. Since you speak Italian, you speak Croatian, you can interview some of the first generation people who came and so on, and then you can talk about assimilation of those groups. And I said, well, I don't know if I can do that, but I'll go and find out. So I went to San Pedro. I had hundreds of people who said, we'll help you. I remember going back to my advisor and saying, you know, there's hundreds of people I need to talk to. He says, well, you don't have time to talk to hundreds of people, but you can do a survey. And then I said, well, then I need contact information. Well, Benner Martin was a neighbor of my aunt, Teta Katica on 17th Street. He lived right across the street. And he had followed me playing baseball. He always wanted to know what I was doing, and then he wanted to know when I went off to Stanford, how I was doing. So I came back and I went to see him. He says, look, everybody takes the San Pedro News Pilot. We have all these addresses and information. And we'll just give you all that information so you can get your contact list for your survey. And I had like 85% response rate, double what is normal, all because the people in San Pedro wanted to help somebody from their town. It was like one amazing thing. The Croatians are much more trusting, and they joined a lot of groups that were not Croatian based. So they penetrated the social fabric a lot more than the Italians. The Italians had a harder time busting out from just being in an Italian-centric, and that set them back. It set them back politically. So in politics, Croatians got really, really strong very fast. Vincent Thomas is really, he's a Nashki. And he married the De Carlo daughter, and he ran politics around here for a long time. That really helped. That really helped all over the place. Penetration of public service jobs and so on was faster accomplished by the Croatians and the Italians. They caught up in time, and then by second generation, there's no difference. But in the first generation, there's a big difference in how people connected and what groups they were members of and how much they paid attention to politics. And it was a great study. It set me up for my whole career. And I'm glad I didn't go to a Fulbright, and I did this instead. It was 100 times better.